Hey guys, welcome to AD Carry Breakdown. This is of course a Corki game again. It's likely you'll be seeing a lot of Corki, Graves, Ezreal, a few other things. You won't be seeing that much Cog and stuff in the AD Carry Breakdowns lately. It will depend varying on the meta and stuff. So here you can see we were able to do golems, but I didn't know this at the time. But the enemy bot lane did the wolves. Well, I did kind of know it because Graves was half health as soon as I got into lane, but yeah. So fast forward this a little bit. So he's at half health straight away, so I'm kind of like, I should have been auto-attacking Leona there, and I shouldn't have got quite as close. Leona on level 1 is very vulnerable to being harassed, so you need to do as much harass as you possibly can against Leona. So here, I just Q the bush to get vision. That's a really important tactic to do, and I auto-hit her as much as I possibly can. So she's now down to like 300 health, and she actually has boots. So when you go boots on an aggressive support like that, it means you're kind of like sacrificing wards and health potions for some movement, which movement can help land your spells and things like that, but you can't really take loads of free damage like she did just then. It's kind of like a rookie mistake, I would say. So fast forward up a little bit. So I got caught a little bit here, but Leona also took a bunch of damage as well, and we both exhaust each other, which is great, and I flash and I get the first blood, so that's worth it. There's no real way for me to get out of this one here. By going in the bush, I made Graves flash as well, so that was a good play by me, to be honest. If I didn't, so Sona kind of gets a little bit unlucky. If Graves didn't actually have that health potion running that whole time, he would have died, and he actually burned through all of his health potions. But yeah, so I got the first blood. That was worth it, obviously. And I made Graves use his flash by flashing into the bush as well, so that was definitely very, 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 very worth it. Of course, I used my flash as well, and used my ignite. And I kind of missed a little bit of CS because Sana just kind of pushed it up a little bit. But I should be okay alone here. I knew Leona used her E. I can easily just Valkyrie away from that. It's not too bad. I probably shouldn't have done that though. It kind of was a bit of unnecessary damage, and I wasted all my mana as well. It wasn't the best play, to be honest. So I saw Leona going up there to a little bit. I just want to kind of auto attack all the time, force her to either take the auto attacks or engage on me. Because with things like blitzcranking Leona, if you don't engage on if you don't use your spells like offensively, you can't be defensive with supports like that. So trying to force them to be defensive, or they'll get minced by your auto attacks, is a good tactic to use. So Sona wards the brush here, so we don't easily get caught out by Leona's E. But unfortunately, she backs off away a little bit after missing it. So Sona wants the pink ward here, and unluckily Leona, just for some reason, usually when you ward this bush here, you do it because they have an oracle or there's a pink ward already there or something like that, but Leona just kind of randomly did it, and when Sona placed her pink... Well, no, maybe she didn't actually randomly did it. Maybe she preemptively thought Sona was gonna pink ward there, so I guess that's some smart play from Leona. At least she has good awareness of the map and how that kind of stuff works. So Mumu's coming in here to gank, and they already know. Obviously, that's why they're staying so far back and stuff. So I'm just going to fast forward a little bit. So I'm a little bit afraid because although Graves is definitely better than Corki before level 6, in my opinion, it's definitely better. So I Valkyrie in and ignite because I thought if I auto attack him a few more times I would be able to kill him, and I would have been, but Leona stunned me and slowed me and stuff, and there was just no way after that. If she had missed her things, then I might have died. But Graves actually had to go back then, so it was definitely worth me using my ignite for him to have to go back and lose all this CS. Like, now I'm 41 and he's 36. It's not a massive lead. I did miss a bit. I missed a bit when I died the first time as well, so yeah. But it's not a massive lead. It's mostly the XP that he lost as well. So now I have double Doran's, Vamp, and here I fucked up there. I shouldn't have got I shouldn't have got E'd by Leona then, that's just my mistake. But I kind of like counteracted a little bit by just auto-hitting, queuing Graves, and I also have a Vamp, so that's not too bad. And I don't know what Mumu was intending to do here. He was level 6, but he just kind of ran in. Maybe he thought Sona had ultimate or something. I don't know. Just sort of ran in for no reason. Wasn't too big of a waste of time though, so it doesn't matter. So Graves is like playing really safe, I guess, because they don't know if he's in the bush or not, and Leona just decides the only way to know is to face check, so she takes the risk. So I'm level 6 now. This is when really, when you hit level 6 and you get a couple stacks of your rockets, you really start to beat Graves, in my opinion, on Corki. When you get your Phage, your Sheen, and you're playing against Graves, you can easily beat him then. When he's like, especially if he hasn't even got his BF yet, if you haven't fed him, whatever, and he hasn't got his BF yet, and you've got a Phage or something, that's makes you a lot stronger than him. So I just freezed the wave. I held the wave here, and once again I just kind of got caught a little bit by Leona, but it didn't matter too much then because Graves wasn't really in position to do anything about it. But yeah, I need to stop getting hit by those Leona E's. Corki's probably not the best AD to play against Leona, to be honest, because obviously having short range makes it more difficult. But the AD carries that do have long range. So I flashed then because I was afraid I was going to basically instantly die. And so Sona here, she hit Graves with it, right? But she went on the wrong target. If she had been hitting Leona instead, she would have died. So she didn't hit Leona with the ultimate, and that just caused her not to die. And Sona wasted flash as well. So that was like, I kind of like misplayed by getting E'd by Leona, but I flashed at the right time. If I would have waited to flash after she hit her ultimate on me, then I would have definitely died. But so I flashed at the right time, which was good. And here Shen started coming. Sona was a bit slow to go back and stuff, and she's just going to end up dying here. There's no way for her to escape that. Yeah, it's the problem. Like I said before, that's the problem with Sonas, and it's also the same sort of case with Leona. They have nothing really to help them get away. Like Sona has her ultimate, which is like a really long cooldown and stuff, and Leona has her Q, which can just help stun, and her ultimate can help stun, but it's not really reliable. So Mumu keeps trying to gank bottom when they have wards and stuff, and he's just not really managed to do anything except die once yet. But my CS, I'm actually like 20 CS ahead of Graves now, and that's mostly because I was holding the wave, and I've also managed to hold the wave here now. It can kind of put you in an advantage when you hold it like this. You need to know. A big thing about CS and keeping ahead in CS is making sure you don't get harassed loads, which makes you stay away from the minions, and you don't get blocked like this. This is the worst situation for the enemy bot lane to be in, because I'm at my tower, I'm safe, and I've also got the creeps here that I can just farm here. So you see, I just always hit Q Graves there. When I have an abundance of mana, that's pretty much what I'm going to do all the time on Corki. I'm just going to auto hit Q my enemy, or also hit him whenever I can when I have loads of health, because I know he only has a vampire Sona heal, so I'm naturally gonna out sustain him. But Leona keeps trying to hit her E, and she missed it then, so that's why Sona wants to go in. So I'm just doing like a little bit of damage, like poke, because they went on to Sona there. So it's good. It's good that Sona's half health. As long as they don't instantly burst her, then we can easily stay alive. So here we realised Leona was low enough to be killed, so Sona just ulted her because there was a ward in the brush, and yeah, I just Valkyrie, and it was just an easy kill. Sona shouldn't have been so far forward when she was on half health. I guess she didn't realise that she's not a tank, you know, she's a support. That's a common problem with people playing stuff like Alistar, Leona, things like that. Tarek sometimes. So here I'm just pushing up. I'm just going to push up again because I can buy Sheen, I think, if I push up like this. Yeah, I just have enough gold for Sheen, and that's it, I think. Yep, so I'm like quite strong now. I'm 15-ish CS ahead of Graves, 2 kills. He also has 2 kills though, which is unfortunate. But we noticed Leona was going up to here, so I kind of just Valkyried after and chased, and I just wanted to try and get that kill on Katarina there, but yeah, fortunately she had flash. If I had Ignite then, she would have died. but Orianna managed to get her anyway. So we just steal their blue because we killed whoever, and that was kind of risky of the owner just to go up this way. It's like you just trap yourself completely. If someone was here, waiting, like if the mid laner was like able to just come down and wait for her, she would have been screwed. She would have had to burn flash if she had it, or would have just instantly died. So I noticed in this game that Shen never really ulted bottom. Like, we never really had a problem with Shen on bottom. Like, a lot of times when you're playing against Shen, like, he's just gonna ult in on bot lane most of the time. I find that's most of the time where he ult in this game, but it just didn't seem to be a problem. So she almost hit me there, and I preemptively Valkyried in case Graves decided to E in, or in case she decided to ult, because I would have done it in the nick of time. So here Sonna's going forward because she wants to go for Graves, but sometimes she doesn't seem to realise that sometimes you just need to go for the support. So I'm just hitting Leona because she's actually really squishy. Because I'm so fed, I can just shoot Leona and kill her because she actually has less health than Graves, 100 less health than Graves. So we can easily kill Sonna just as much as we can kill Graves. I mean, we can easily kill Leona just as much as we can kill Graves, in my opinion. So here, Sonna was just wanting to flash ult, but Leona jumped in again. She was waiting in the bush. She thought we might get dived or something, so she jumps in onto us, and I just, instead of freaking out, I just kill her instead. So that's an easy kill for me. Just run past the tower because I'm afraid of Katarina. If we went that way, we might have died to her, so just took the safest route. So I go back now. What have I got? Yeah, I've got Trinity Force at 19 minutes. It's not that fast. It's not like amazingly fast, but it's decent. So I have my boots as well, my double boots. I hadn't had them for a while. I like to have those as well as 24. So here I just Valkyried in case I would get a proc on my Trinity Force. I also almost killed Graves, like very, very close as well. Like if I'd gotten like any phage procs on him, he would have died because he had no flash. But I just got none. I was a bit unlucky then. I'm not sure what Riot could do about phage because people don't really they're slowly removing things based on luck. So I don't know. So here I just Valkyrie in again. Leona has flash, but I get the phage off, and I turn right before Shen comes, so I don't get taunted. You want to auto hit her as much as possible, get as much damage off as possible, so they have trouble defending the tower, and also make sure I'm not getting caught out by Shen. So Shen, that's the first time he ulted bottom in 21 minutes, which isn't too good considering Leona's died 3 times already. So Sonna just ults out the bush. There was no way for them to know they were here. This is basically like what people do on a Mumu. They just gank bomb all the time on a Mumu. But here, they might have thought I would have tried to Valkyrie over to Graves, but I knew Shen was sort of around the area, so I knew it wasn't a good idea. So I have 25 CS on Graves now. I'm actually quite fed now. I have 4 kills. Just trying to get the CS I can. I want to go back here because I have... What did I buy? So I think I'm going for a GA. That's mostly because they have this this Katarina who's quite fed, so I just don't want to die to her. She's got some good AP already, so that's why I built the Trinity Force. Also, you can kind of get away with having enough damage with Trinity Force and then get a GA, and you end up keeping your GA for a long time as well because it gives you resist too. So here I flashed out of Leona's ultimate so I wouldn't get hit by it. I'm just kind of trying to hit whoever I can, even if I do have to hit this Cho'Gath who's just built full tank. I'm just doing it because really, if I hit anyone else, then it's too unreliable and I just won't get enough damage off. So I'm slowly churning his health down, I've churned his health down. Now I attack Shen because he's there. Now I W in and get knocked up by Cho'Gath. Lucky man. But if I didn't get knocked up, then I would have been able to kill Cat. But yeah, that was a good fight for us. Orianna kind of waited a long time with her ultimate, but she waited till the right moment. I think it was a good ultimate. It pulled Graves in as well, so he was kind of out of position there. So Katarina here, I should have, if I'd just backed off a little bit, and fought her then, I could have easily killed her because I was taking tower hits, and I would have easily killed her without dying if I didn't take those tower hits. So that was actually a better trade for her because she shut me down. So kind of sucks. Oh well, live and learn. For some reason, no one went bot to defend this, and Leona basically almost kills it by herself. But Amumu and Sona are able to finish him off. I'm just at base, waiting. I think I'm waiting to buy my GA. I'm waiting a little bit of gold. 1600, I believe I need. Yeah, there we go. So I have my GA now. Really, really powerful at this point. 25 minutes, Trinity Force GA. There's not really much else you could want on Corki. Or Ezreal, even. So I just go mid because bottom lane's so pushed up, there's nothing else for me to do there. I'll just take red. Why not? Even though you have Trinity Force, red's always nice to have. It helps a lot. So Mumu's trying to, like... He's definitely going to catch someone here. Like, Leona and Cho'Gath are so screwed. There's no way for them to get out. So he managed to hit the Q on Graves. Graves, like, he shouldn't have been in that position where it was just so easy for a Mumu to Q him. Like, as an AD carry, you should never get Q'd by a Mumu. Really. And Cho'Gath uses his Feast on a Mumu there, which is, like... probably the best idea, unless you can knock up their AD... Unless you can knock up someone weak. Really. But, I noticed Yorick ulted, he ulted a Mumu for some reason, in case he died or something. Really, even if, after a Mumu had, like, used his ultimate, there was no reason for Yorick to ult him. It was quite pointless. Because what is a Mumu going to do after he's used his ultimate and his Q? Like, his Q, I guess his Q isn't on that long of a cooldown, but still, I would rather have a Corki ulted than a Graves. Especially since I'm pretty sure if I died, it would consume the Yorick thing and not my GA as well, so... And I would have then came back to life, and then if I died again, I would have came back to life again, so... It wasn't an amazing ult by Yorick. So, we got the blue. I'm just kind of backing off now. I should have enough for a BF soonish. Nope, I only have 600 gold. So I'm just walking around. We're actually, me and Orianna are actually going bottom now because we figure they have no wards. I just want to kind of be able to get a kill. So I thought, oh, Graves, they're going to try and run. I thought they might try and make a break for it, but they ended up not. And they are just screwed at this point. Graves might be able to get away, but they just leave me with Leona here. She's quite easy for me to just kill by myself. And then they sort of get into a fight here, so I'm just like... coming straight up. Although I have no mana on Corki, when you have like no mana, it's like almost impossible for you to do damage. I had a little bit for an ulti there, and I just flashed to get the kill. I always think it's worth it to flash to get a kill. I don't know. Especially in solo queue anyway. In solo queue it's worth it. I wouldn't comment on a range, but in solo queue it's always worth it to flash to get a kill. Because you need to carry man. So my Ghost died, and there's no way they can really stop us from getting Baron, especially when Graves is dead and I'm not. As long as I stay there, we have a good presence of it. So my team let me get this because I'm quite close to Infinity Edge. Yorick was actually suggesting me to buy Last Whisper now instead, but to me that just doesn't make sense because they don't really have that much armor, to be honest. Cho'Gath actually bought Rod of Ages, so it's not like he's stacking tons of armor. And you don't really want Trinity Force when you have... I mean, you don't really want Last Whisper when you have Trinity Force first anyway. You want to get it after you have a bit more damage. Because Trinity Force doesn't give you much damage. Like, actual attack damage. It gives you damage, but not attack damage. It just does damage magic-wise and in a different way. So that's why I'm not really opting for the Last Whisper here. So they do Baron, they do Dragon without us knowing, despite us having Baron, because we don't actually have much ward coverage. That's the only thing I didn't like about the Sun, is her ward coverage wasn't too amazing. So I'm pushing out bottom because when we have Baron and we want to push mid, I kind of like to push out all the side lanes first because it makes it easier to push mid. So poor Mumu missed his Q there. I don't know what Katarina was doing then. I decided to take the opportunity. I thought we might be able to get her, and I just Valkyrie'd in. Sometimes, to be honest, you need to not be afraid of Valkyrieing in if if someone's alone. You just kind of need to do it and get the slow off on them. A lot of times I've done that and got kills for my team. Because no one can slow like you can as an AD carry. No one does the amount of slowing. So here, I noticed my team. This is going to be such an easy fight for us because Cho'Gath just took tons of damage before anything happened. So I'm quite confident about this. And by this point, I kind of know the game's over. So we're able to just kill everyone. Yeah, it was a fairly interesting game. It kind of highlights the point of how Leona and Sona, both supports, can kind of end up dying a lot. Well, Sona didn't die a lot this game, mostly because she played a good Sona, to be honest. She played well. Unlike the previous breakdown, that Sona wasn't too good. But either way, it kind of highlights the way that supports like Leona and Alistar and things like that can be easily killed if they go in, because when you get baited like that, the slows become too much and you have no way for you to escape or not come up like Janna or heal yourself to avoid the damage. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. It's been AD Carry Breakdown. Check out my Facebook, facebook.com/awesomefusion.